To my English class. I'm very excited to teach you this fall semester. And I wanted us to not only get introduced into the class, but to go over the 5-paragraph essay structure, because it might have been a while since you've covered that, and that is one of the major components of this English course is to write the 5-paragraph essay. And it also is that depending on what high school you went to or where you learned about the essay, it might be that you have a little bit of confusion about the 5-paragraph essay, and I just want to clear up any confusion on that structure. It's very important that we organize our ideas into distinguishable paragraphs so that the reader can follow along on our writing. And so I'm going to essentially explain an example essay so that you can clearly see what the 5-paragraph essay looks like in action. So the very first paragraph in a 5-paragraph essay is the introduction paragraph, and this is the paragraph that introduces your main idea so that the reader knows what direction you're taking your writing. The introduction typically has at least 5 sentences so that you can fully introduce the topic you're discussing. Some students have tried to do 3-sentence paragraphs, and those are not paragraphs, those are just a couple of sentences. So try to have at least 5 sentences in your introduction paragraph. The last sentence in your introduction is the thesis statement, and the thesis statement is a 1-sentence statement, not a question, and it goes at the very end of your introduction, and it's meant to summarize your point. So essentially, as a reader, I can pull your thesis statement out of your essay and know the exact point that you're making in your essay, the exact topic. Your thesis statement could be a broad thesis statement, so just more general, or it could be a forecasting thesis statement. Either one would work, honestly. The forecasting thesis lays out exactly what your subtopics are. So I'll go ahead and get into the example essay I'm going to discuss so that you can see what those 2 thesis statements look like in action. So a broad thesis statement could be something like, I plan to travel internationally. So you know that the writer's going to write about their plans to travel all over the world, but you don't know the specific locations that he or she's going to get into. So a forecasted thesis statement would be something like, I plan to travel to Paris, France, England, and New Zealand. So you know that the body paragraphs are going to get into Paris, England, and New Zealand specifically. So either thesis works because they're both summarizing what your essay is going to discuss, but one is more specific than the other. The forecasting is much more specific than a broad or general thesis. So based off that forecasting thesis, we have 3 body paragraphs in a 5-paragraph essay. Your first body paragraph in that example would focus on Paris. The second body paragraph would focus on England, and the third body paragraph would focus on New Zealand. So with a forecasting thesis, you know the exact structure you're going to have for those body paragraphs. So that helps a lot, essentially creating a short outline for you to follow within that thesis statement. So each body paragraph focuses on those specific subtopics. So your first body paragraph in that example would focus just on Paris. You wouldn't discuss any other subtopic within that first body paragraph. The second body paragraph would focus just on England, and your third body paragraph would focus on New Zealand. One of the ways to help focus those body paragraphs is to have a topic sentence at the beginning of each body paragraph. So for instance, that first body paragraph about Paris might have a topic sentence to start off that paragraph like, I plan to explore the unique architecture in Paris. And then that rest of that body paragraph would focus on things like the Eiffel Tower, the Notre Dame, specific buildings that I want to see in Paris. A topic sentence for the English or England paragraph might be something like, the English countryside would be lovely to hike through. And then I would get into the specifics of regions of England that I want to explore, the English towns, places, and that sort of thing. The third body paragraph topic sentence might start off with, one of the reasons why I must go to New Zealand is because of my love for the Lord of the Rings series. And for those of you that don't know, Lord of the Rings was shot in New Zealand. So and then after you've done your introduction and your 3 body paragraphs, that very last paragraph is your conclusion paragraph. And it concludes your topic. It wraps up what you want the reader to take away from the essay. If there's a lesson to be learned, this is the point in the essay where you can tell them a lesson. So for instance, for this specific topic, it might be something like it's important to explore different nations so that we can see the beauty in the entire world, or something like that. Like the lesson might be something like, we need to travel more for my essay topic. But obviously, depending on your topic, the lesson will change. The conclusion style may change. It could be a call to action. Say if you are arguing a stance, it might be that we need to change our behavior in some way as readers. So it depends on really the style of essay you're focusing on, but for a descriptive essay, it might be a lesson learned, something like that. So, but just make sure you always have a conclusion paragraph as well. I typically suggest doing 5 sentences in your introduction, 5 sentences in the conclusion, and these are minimum. If you go over, that's fine, but at least 5 sentences in the introduction and conclusion, and try to have about 8 sentences in those body paragraphs, because that way you can fully delve into those subtopics so that the reader fully gets an idea of where you're going with it. So if you have any questions about the 5-paragraph essay, please feel free to send those to me at any point. I understand that we're all starting from different ability levels and maybe different writing experiences. So I'm here to help you through the entire writing process for the entire semester. So my name's Miss Newman. I'm excited to teach you guys. And don't forget to take that introduction quiz that's in the week 1 folder. It will focus just on what's in this video about the 5-paragraph essay. So just, you might want to rewatch it, take a couple of notes, and then do that little, it's a 10-question multiple choice quiz. I just want to make sure you understand the concepts in this video. So feel free to send me any questions, and have a fantastic day.